go away. How's it going? Everything's cool with me. I had a crazy weekend. Oh man, my weekend was crazy. Well, I'll tell you about my weekend. So, my flight there, my weekend was really good except for the flying part, right? Delicious lechon. Hey, thanks for those 4 inches, muchacho. I really appreciate that. Listen here. Who said that?
Thank you.
Remixed cereal. Wait a minute. I forgot your face. Oh, I remember your face. Remixed cereal. You're that tall black guy. You were like, hey man, I don't want to be weird. And then you continued to be hella weird for like 5 minutes. I remember you. Thanks for subbing. And also Metal Cat. Thanks for subbing for 10 inches. Muchos Garcias. I remember him now. I remember him. I knew the name was familiar. It just took me a moment to, recollect. Yeah, I remember you. Good shit. He's solid too. He's a solid Horang player. He knew what he was doing. Anyway, thanks for subbing, and thanks again, Metal Cat. So, I learned a really valuable lesson. So you guys know, a big part of my job now is, well, see, here's the thing. I'm a professional streamer, right? And I normally joke about it being my job, right? But let's face the facts, right? Come on, man, right? It's so sweet. I'm really grateful, right? But then you don't really appreciate how sweet it is until you go and do something that really is like hard work, right? To me, commentating at Combo Breaker really was hard work. I had to really be disciplined about what time I went to bed so that I could wake up at the right time to be somewhere at the right time, but not only be somewhere at the right time, be like ready and on point to do a good job for the person who hired me, and doing that for 3 days in a row like that, I did a lot of commentary. So of all the tournaments I've commentated since last Evo, this was the most I actually worked, right? And because of that, I thought that maybe it would be not that good, but it was amazing. It was so fun. I just had to be like disciplined about when I went to bed, and I had to be, because everyone's having so much fun, and nobody's going to bed, right? And it's like, and even some of the people who are like Steve, I feel like Tasty Steve, that guy goes to bed whenever the fuck he wants, and he wakes up whenever he wants. He sleeps on the floor like a bum. And it's like, whatever, I don't know, I can't do that, man. I can't sleep in the middle of the day, and which sucks, because I had to do that a lot on Monday, but I'll get to that. Anyway, Combo Breaker really made me appreciate for a lot of things, first of all, but it made me appreciate how much I enjoy streaming, right? This dude came up to me at Combo Breaker, and he was like, small talk, whatever, we were talking, right? And he was like, man, it must be exhausting streaming as much as you do with all those people talking shit. And I was like, no, man. It's hella not exhausting. It's sick, dude. It's like the greatest. They're all morons, whatever, but, it's like so much fun. And I'm just like, I'm super grateful, right? But I'm also very grateful for being able to have the opportunity to commentate at like a tournament like this. People would fucking love to do that shit, right? There's a bunch of people out there that would like fucking cut their limb off to get the opportunity to commentate for their favorite game, whatever it is, Moron Combat or Killer Bitch Stink or whatever. Lots of people would really like to be in my position. And some people would do it for free, right? Free. They'd be like, fuck yeah, I'll commentate fucking Capcom Pro Talk or whatever it's Pro Tour, or I'll commentate fucking Killer Bitch Stink for free of charge, right? So I'm not only am I being asked to do this like job that lots of people would want to do, it's like a real job, they take it seriously, they pay you. So because they are so serious about it now, they're eating sports, right? Because of that, I want to take it seriously, So in this case, I wasn't really able to enter any tournaments, right? This weekend, they really they had me doing a shitload of commentary, right? But the first day was tight. I flew in. My flight was okay, but I think I don't know. I had kind of a weird flight where it was rocky, and I didn't love that. I kind of almost barfed. I never did that before. I've never been like one of the types that gets airsick. In fact, one time I flew to NorCal with that guy Sukin. You remember that guy Sukin, the Cambodian guy, the lay player. You remember him? I flew into NorCal with that guy, and he barfed, right? And then some lady was like, "Oh boy, I think your friend's sick." And I told her, "He's not my friend." Anyway, I almost got sick on the flight. And then I got off the flight and I got in a car to get to the place, and I was getting car sick. That never happens to me. That never happens to me. So it was like weird. The trip started weird. Also, I got off the plane and realized that I just brought a jacket to Chicago thinking it's going to be cold. Turns out this shit is like I'm in the bayou, right? South of the fucking, in the New Orleans or something. It's all marshy and like wet, and I felt like there was going to be crocodiles everywhere. It was like crocodile weather, right? We walked to the Walmart and there were these like trenches, and I was just saying to Rip, like, dude, this is crocodile areas, man. We need to watch out for crocodiles, you know? It looked like a crocodile type of a place. Hey, Jay Gewins. Did it even make a noise that time? It says 10 inches, right? It didn't even make a fucking noise anymore. Low tier fucking dashboard or whatever it's called. Anyway, Twitch alerts is fucked up. Jay Gewins, I really appreciate you subbing for 10 inches in a row. So yeah, dude, the weather was fucking like the moistest butt cheek weather ever. Moistest butt cheeks. Moist cheeks. But not ever. It was like not as bad as Japan. Japan in the summertime is like you take a shower, you're ready to go. You take one step outside and it's like time for another shower. After one step, you're drenched in your own sweat in Japan. So it wasn't quite that bad, but it was kind of moist, right? Anyway, those were really the only bad things that happened at first. Other than that, man, the tournament was incredible. The room was so huge, and like it was bigger than I thought it could have been. I mean, dude, I've been to a lot of tournaments. I mean, I've been to all of them. This tournament kicked the shit out of all of them. I mean, I'm not going to be like one of those guys that keeps it like whatever. I'm just saying it kicks the shit out of every tournament I've been to since EVO. It crushes them. Like, it doesn't just kick the shit out of them. It makes them look like it's embarrassing. That's how it feels. I don't know. It's not like the Midwest or Chicago is some fucking hotspot or like, you know, some historically amazing part of the country when it comes to fighting game tournaments. So what the fuck? This tournament absolutely destroyed every other tournament I've been to in so many departments. I mean, it was run so well. It was so esports. It was Evo practice for sure. As far as a commentator, they had like a... It wasn't... Okay, so the main stage had the commentators near the crowd, but the side stages had secret room, like backstage commentary areas. It was just really well done. Just the room, the size, the attention to details, like an air-conditioned room, considering how hot it is outside, they made sure it was extra cool inside. So a lot of people were wearing jackets inside, which is really like, man, you can't thank them enough for that because they're going to smell like shit in there, right? So, man, that was a good thing. There was like for commentators and for staff, there was like a snack room, which was really, of course, appreciated. If you need some like granola bar or something, man, these are things I'm learning. The more I commentate shit, the more I learn about what I need to do. Honey is fucking hella important and shit, but the tournament was sick. It fucking crushed everything. On Friday, I entered in the auction tournament. Did you guys see that? Man, what the fuck? I don't know what I was thinking. All I know is just before that fucking asshole Rixta was like, hey, Aris, get me one of those Heihachi hats, will ya? And I was like, alright, they just said that if you buy a character in the auction tournament, you get a Heihachi hat for free. Just boom, you bought a Heihachi hat. So I was like, alright, he wants a Heihachi hat. I can't enter any tournaments this weekend, and this is my only opportunity. Let me just kill 2 or even maybe 3 birds with one phone, and let me enter this tournament. So obviously I wanted to get Sergei, right? I didn't want to, maybe King, but most probably I wanted Sergei, right? Dragunov. Fucking Anakin wanted Dragunov too, and just before that, he introduced me to his sponsor. You know, he's Circa Anakin. So his sponsor is this, like, real young guy, like maybe less than 18 years old, mad baller. I saw him. He had those kinds of sneakers that are like Spider-Man and they light up and shit. It was sick. Anyway, he was like right next to him, like, yeah, I'm gonna buy Dragunov. What up? You know, what are you gonna do about it? And I was like, ah, fuck, you know. So they started bidding for Dragunov, and I was thinking to myself, like, alright, well, people probably want me to play. They probably want me to win, right? And it's their fucking smackaroos. He's sponsored by Circa, but I'm sponsored by the internet, right? So he's got his fucking sponsor with him, but I kind of had my sponsor in the chat with me, right? They would all been like, boo, Aris, you fucking pussy. You should have won Dragunov. So I was like, alright, fine. I'm going to just bid on this stupid character until this bitch gives up. And I just started bidding. I pulled out the fingers, and I just started bidding. And Bagoosh, $85. Sergei Dragunov. Hey, Sishu. Sorry, there's no notifications. Twitch alerts is a bitch right now. But thanks for the 10 inches, bro. Anyway, so I won the character. I won a few matches. I got to grand finals with Anakin. And I had a read on him, right? I had a read on him. I was thinking to myself, he's going to be really defensive. He's going to be really defensive, and he's going to let me kill myself. So I'm going to be like...
Thank you.
Who said that? My God, Bebo? Cool name. Thanks for the 2-incher. Muchos Garcias, man. Sorry, there's... Twitch alerts is out of control today. Sometimes no noise, no fucking whatever. Anyway, so... Anakin... Oh yeah, the match started, right? And I thought he was going to be really defensive. So he was totally not defensive. He started just really aggressive, and it fucking screwed my pooch, right? I didn't really know what to do, and the first round he fucked me up, right? And then when that happened, I thought to myself, alright, 1 round down, basically you're already dead, right? I mean, if in the blink of an eye, that was 1 blink, and I already lost a round. 2 more blinks, and it's gonna be game over. He's about to beat you, right? So I was like, okay, he's about to beat you. Just don't let him do it. So I was like, fuck it. And I just started really wiggling hard and like just using ideas that I thought would work in a 1-game scenario. And Bagoosh, you know, second place got like, I don't know how much, 200 and something. And I got like 400 and something smackaroos. So great start to what ended up being a really, really cool combo breaker, you know. Saturday... Oh yeah, Saturday I did Moron Combat with Ultra David, I think. That was really fun. Oh, and I did the mystery game. That was really fun too. I mean, I did a lot of commentary, but overall I had a great time. They paired me with people that I really liked. I think I would have been more pissed if I was doing commentary with someone shitty, right? Like, you name it. You name anyone real shitty, I would have been like, man. But everyone was real cool, for the most part. Hold on. Let's think. Hold on.
Thank you.
Man, what is the problem with fucking Twitch alerts? I feel like it was like this before I left. Got a frog. Ace the Cakes, thanks for the 16 inches. It's probably because of all the commentary I did. I really did a lot this weekend, which, you know, I'm going to be totally frank with you guys. When I saw my schedule, I was a little bit like concerned, but I didn't want to have a bad attitude about it, because I thought that if you have a bad attitude about it, the quality of the commentary will go down the toilet. So just fucking put your head down, quit being a bitch, and do the damn commentary. And I did, and I had a great time. Every single block of commentary I did was fun. Liquid Gold, thanks very much for the 7 consecutive inches of support. I really appreciate it, and I'm sincerely sorry that it didn't appropriately show up on screen. I don't know what the problem is. I think Twitch Alerts is fucking up, and it might be several days in a row now. I don't know. I've been gone, but I kind of remember this happening before I left. Anyway, so yeah, day 2 and 3 was a lot of fun too. I did a lot of more on combat, which, you know, I was a little bit concerned. I was like, I haven't done commentary for this game in a long time, and I haven't really followed the game that much other than Lord Brady. But thankfully, you know, Lord Brady, as fucking crazy as he is, he really knows what he's talking about. Everything that he complains about is basically what everyone else complains about. So I basically bullshitted my way through everything except for the stuff that Brady's taught me and my basic fighting game knowledge, and that's it. I mean, boom, anti-air is an anti-air, overhead is an overhead. You don't need to know the fucking details. Oh, Kazumi, who gives a shit? Fucking whatever, right? And then, like, you know, there's other stuff too where, like, you know, you gotta read things. That's the hardest part, right? Reading things. Jesus. Stupid Moogle. Hey, thanks very much, Stupid Moogle. And Master Wong. Thanks, Master Wong. Sorry about the no celebration. It's a Twitch Alerts thing. Anyway, so what was I talking about? Oh, yeah, more on combat. I was concerned that I don't commentate nearly as much as I used to. I used to commentate all the time. Remember, I used to go to, like, Wednesday night fights when it was nearby, and I felt, like, really, like, well practiced. You know, so sometimes now I think to myself when I go to these tournaments, like, man, you know, it's been a while. Maybe you got some ring rust or something. But, you know, thankfully I've been, like, thinking, you know, I prepare more. I feel like, you know, if I don't have snacks, I buy lots of Cliff Bars now. Cliff Bars, I don't know. They really help. I have Cliff Bars because you don't have time to eat and you need some dense, nasty ass piece of shit that's gonna just go in your mouth and just sit in your stomach like a rock, and that's a Cliff Bar. You know, just put it in your mouth, chew it, wash it down with something, and then you're good on commentary for 2 hours. You know, that's real important. Hey, what's up, everybody? Anyway, also my voice, you know, that's another thing that's real important. Honey is important, lots of fluids, and yeah, good shit. I was super happy with it. Oh yeah, I was talking about what was hard. One of the hardest parts of commentary for me is reading, right? Especially like the advertisement part, right? Because these guys, it's not like a fighting game where I could just roll with the punches and be like, oh, that's an overhead, that's a jumping. This is a screen that pops up in my face. I never heard of this fucking company in my life. I don't even know what they're selling or what their name is, right? Because they always, some douchebag designs this shit, and I don't know what the fuck they're thinking. They could be a stoner. So this shit pops up in my face. I've never heard of them, and you gotta just be like, and they don't want you to sound shitty. They want you to sound tight. They want you to be like, say their name correctly, say the promo. They don't make you, right? But they want you to do it, right? So it's kind of hard, but whatever, right? Something's got to be hard. It was weird, but it's all right. It doesn't bother me. It's pretty good at it. You know, like it's pretty good at it. I'm getting pretty good at it. I think I'm getting pretty good at it. I think you got to just look at the first thing I do when it flashes on screen is I look at the image and I think to myself, all right, you better come up with a joke just in case you don't know what the fuck this is. Then I start reading, right? It's like, okay,
Dude,
the biggest work.
Didn't you wear your hat backwards like an OG? And Lord Rip had a hot dog that made him want to shit during a match. Do you have any issues with the hot dog at Combo Breaker too?
Oh, that's another thing. Hold on. I don't even know who you are or what you did there. But, man, the food at Combo Breaker ended up being a bummer. Hey, son of Sherry Genix, thanks very much for the 5 smackaroos. So, I was excited about eating good food at Combo Breaker, right? But unfortunately, because of the way my schedule worked out, My options for food were like, dude, I gotta do commentary in 15 minutes. Give me that shitty hot dog. And it was like, the hot dog looked like they put a hot dog in a bun, then they mashed it as hard as they could, and then dipped it in some water, and then wrapped it with foil, and put it on the shelf for 45 days. And then I came up on it. So, that's the kind of shit I had to eat, you know? There was no time. And every time I did have time to eat, it was after the tournament, and everything was kind of late. So, it ended up being low-tier food. On top of that, you know, all you guys wanted me to take pictures of my food, and like, you know, I wanted to, but first of all, there was almost no food that I ate that was worth taking a picture of, first of all. Second of all, my cell phone is such a piece of shit, dude. I'm waiting for them to come out with a new version of this so I could buy that, so it could be a big upgrade. It comes out in August. This thing's a piece of shit. The Wi-Fi doesn't work, and none of it works. The damn thing is an ice clone. It doesn't work. So my phone didn't work, but who cares? I was off the grid. I had a lot of fun without a phone. All these losers were playing Bejeweled 2 all day. I was doing other shit. It was fun. I really, really enjoyed it. It was awesome. All the tournaments were fun. The layout. Got to hang out with everybody. I met a lot of really nice people. You know. Lots of people were cool, you know. Very appreciative. Right? Lots of people were cool. My next event, you know, oh my god, let me tell you guys about the flight back. So one of the biggest lessons learned about this tournament is that don't fly on a holiday. If it's a Monday, that's a bad idea. My flight ended up getting delayed 7 hours, but the way it got delayed was like 30 minutes at a time and then 1 hour at a time, so you couldn't escape. Excuse me. It was like I lived at the airport. I was living there. It was... And then there were some other dudes there that were cool too that I knew from Combo Breaker, or I met at Combo Breaker. So that was cool, but it was just frustrating, you know?
Winning auction tourney nationals, bro. Here's a small piece of that $85 back.
Thanks very much, Milty Milt. I already got the $85 back, but thanks, I really appreciate it. It was like basically internet, you know, people like you that gave me the confidence to even buy the character. I was like, fuck it. Everyone wants me to do it anyway, so... Thanks, Milty Milt. Yeah, good shit. I won it. That's pretty crazy. I mean, it's just one game. Who gives a shit? But, you know, it was Anakin and myself that made it to the end. So that was cool. And he's pretty tough. So fuck it. Whatever. I'll take it. I'm sure he wanted to win. Right? Yeah, dude, another cool thing about Combo Breaker, every single station had hand sanitizer there. So you didn't even have to go far to get hand sanitizer. It was everywhere, which was sweet. Sweet. You know, I didn't get to watch a whole lot of Top 8 for Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat. My schedule was split up in a way where I had to do Tekken, then I had to take a break and go eat, and etc., and then I had to come back and do Tekken, and then I had to go eat and then do etc. So I didn't have a lot of time to just fucking dilly-dally, you know? But it was still, like, really sick. I just really wanted to do a good job on commentary, so I tried not to fuck that shit up, you know, by not being... Like, I didn't want to be too hungry, or I didn't want to need to rely on someone for something, which sucks when you have to, you know? Oh, yeah, Rip. That was crazy. I know he really wants to win one of these so he can get a spot at that final tournament. And I know that he can, you know, he's capable of doing it. He's gotten super close. And, like, you know, I mean, he'll get it. It's just he got wrecked in grand finals. Shit happens to everyone. Whatever it was, you know, he'll learn his lesson. It just seems like Anakin's going to be a obstacle for him for a while. When did Skullgirls get fans? That's kind of funny. Oh yeah, people are pissed off about Ibuki, right? You guys want to play a little bit? I mean, we could just sit here and chit chat if you want, but I think maybe someone will show up and want to see some elite level Resident Evil gameplay. I guess we could get started. I want to do a very normal playthrough. I'm thinking of making a first time. What do you think? Very normal first time Chris, and I'm not gonna do the shitty meathead Chris costume. I want the real one. OG Bomb Grandmaster Chris. Okay, so how do we do that? Do we do new game? Yeah, new game, right? I think we do new game. I don't need any special shit.
Resident Evil.
This game is so sick. What else about Combo Breaker? Yeah, the food was lackluster. That's how I would put it, because I didn't get any good opportunities to eat. The flight delays on Monday were crazy. It was brutal. It was brutal. One of the most brutal experiences of my entire life. It was so brutal that I didn't even want to take the time to stand in line to complain to them so they would give me a voucher for something, because I was so tortured by living at this airport all day. It was brutal.
You.
But lessons learned. Assassin Dre number 12. Thanks very much for subscribing.
Oh, you.
Jeez, generosity
Don't
nationals.
touch me and eyes on the road. Awesome job commentating, good sir. Welcome back.
Thanks. This is gonna restart the game with all these minimizes. What am I gonna do? This is a problem. Thanks very much. Who was that? Duke, what's up, man? Thanks for the 5 smackaroos. This is kind of whack, right? What do? I don't know how to fix this. Cat's Patoot, thanks very much for the 20 inches. Yeah, I had a deep dish, but like I said, my schedule didn't really allow me to eat anything good. I had to focus on commentary, and by the time I was available to eat anything good, the good places were closed. So, whatever. But thanks very much. Cat's Patoot, I appreciate it. Unfortunately, this game crashes when you minimize it, so I'm kind of concerned. I don't know what I should do. Maybe... Ooh, I think this thing is, like... What do you call it when something updates actively, even when you don't push refresh? Maybe that's not true. I don't know. I don't know how to fix this. Why don't you enter to win a spot for Tekken? I mean, I would enter if I wasn't already there doing a job. If I wasn't doing the job I was doing there, I probably wouldn't be traveling to these tournaments. It's not like I practice any of this shit or even really try that hard, right? So, I mean, I'm there already, and for that reason I'd consider entering, but only if it works out for my schedule. For example, I entered Northwest Majors, but I didn't enter this time. At Northwest Majors, I didn't do that many hours of commentary, maybe 8 or maybe 10 over the weekend, right? Which is not that, maybe more than that, like 12 or something, right? But this was like a lot more, so I wanted to do a great job. Rick is really like an impressive human, right? He runs such a huge tournament in such a weird place, right? Chicago, growing up, was always like a who cares region in fighting games, but they've turned it into a sick fucking region, right? It's like a monster. So this to me is the best tournament of the year. The best tournament of the year. I can't fucking believe it. It crushed every other tournament. Every other tournament. It stepped on it like in fucking, what's that movie? It did an American History X. It was crazy. It was like a destruction derby. It was so much fun. I mean, like, everyone there was having a blast, and that's how you know. When you talk to everyone there and people meet you, if everyone's having fun, that means it's a good tournament. When people are complaining and shit, then, you know, that's how you know. So, I don't know. Anyway, it's a super awesome tournament. I really enjoyed it, and, like, I think it's going to change the future, right? This is one of those tournaments that, like, it sets the bar clearly, like, clear bar. And it's high. It's really high up for fighting games. I've been to all of them this year. I've been to every tournament there is to be to, right? The big ones. And this one was buff. Since last year, of course. What? Anyway. I I don't know what I'm going to do about this minimizing problem that Twitch Alerts is having. But thanks very much for those smackaroos, Duke.
Resident Evil.
Is Combo Breaker your top 5 best tournaments of all time? Well, that's a weird all time. I don't know what that means, but I'll tell you this: of the year, I don't know how it could not be top 2. I've never been to CEO yet, so this year I'm supposed to go to CEO, but it's Evo and Combo Breaker right now to me. Jordan Deere, hey, thanks for the 4 inches, man. Sorry about no celebration, but you know the drill. Anyway, this is active. It shows right here, Jordan Deere subscribed, so I don't have to worry about it. I could just look at this, and it'll solve my problem. Thanks very much, man. Solution. Alright, don't panic. I'm a professional streamer. Thanks. Thanks, Duke. Yeah, I had so much fun. I especially, like I said, you guys always talk about, like, oh, cool, good job on commentary or whatever, but really, it's not just one person, right? It's not just me, right? If, like, people like Seglia and people like fucking everyone involved, Spooky and that, what's his name, Hanzo Gonzo, and, you know, the whole team, Markman, of course, you know, these guys, Nate Monster, like, these guys that you don't even know who Nate Monster, who the fuck is Nate Monster, right? Who the hell is Chris Seglia? Never heard of him, right? But these guys are, like, essential, right? And with them, their skills, like, my commentary reflects their skills at making someone like me able to do good commentary, right? So they're amazing. These guys, this team was like, if you gotta get shit done, this is the A team. Between Markman's crew and Seglia's crew, I mean, it's like, you'll crush it, you know? These guys are killers. So it was super tight. I really enjoyed it. I'm glad I don't do this kind of talking on Twitter, right? That shit's whack. I hate it when people do that. Long-ass multi-tweets with a bunch of people in them. Whatever. It's like some fucking sign my yearbook shit. I like Twitter for finding out about, like, funny things. Jokes.
Thank you.
Honky slap. Good shit, man. 15 inches. Thanks very much. I appreciate it. No, yeah, that guy Derek from NRS, he's super weird. No holds barred. But he's super cool, too. I know him already. I was prepared. We had a long talk. We got to know each other quite well before we commentated. And I told him, look, man, don't fucking touch me. And, you know, though he threatened a little bit, I think he respected the line I drew. And he toned it down. You know what I mean? He's cool. I like that guy. He's funny. He's just a little, you know, he's one of those, man. I mean, whatever, dude. He's one of those.